linear and non-linear equations. Solve for the x, y, z, or whichever occurs. So in this topic, we will only be discussing the basic parts, or in just solving the x, y, and z, or whichever occurs. So there are 4 ways to solve the linear equations. We have graphing method, substitution method, elimination method, and matrix method. But today, we will only be using substitution and elimination method. So we have here 2 equations. 14x minus 12y is equals to 7. And 21x minus 18y is equals to 21. So this will be our equation number 1 and equation number 2. So the first thing you need to do, or the first step, is to find an initial value. It's either x or y, it depends on you. So we will be using equation 1, 14x minus 12y is equals to 7. And we will transpose the negative 12y into the right side, so it will become positive 12y. And divide both sides into 14 and cancel the 14. We have now x is equals to 12y plus 7 over 14. So this is the initial value of our y. So next, let's solve for y using the substitution method. So instead of x, we will be using 12y plus 7 over 14. So we'll be using the equation number 2. 21x minus 18y is equals to 21. So 21 times 12y plus 7 over 14 instead of x. So we will substitute the x here. Then copy the remaining terms. We have negative 18y is equals to 21. So when we are multiplying fractions, it is numerator to numerator and denominator and denominator. So let's assume that 21 has a 1 denominator. So now 21 times 12y, we have 252y. 21 times 7 is equals to 147 over 14. Then copy the remaining terms. Minus 18y is equals to 21. Next, let's find the LCD. The LCD is 14, or let's multiply both sides into 14. So that is the LCD. Then let's cancel the 14 here and just copy the numerator. So we have 252y plus 147. Then, let's multiply the 14 and the negative 18y. So 14 times negative 18y is equal to negative 252y. Then on the other side, or on the right side, we have 14 times 21 is equal to 294. Then the next step is let's transpose the 147 into the right side, since it is only a coefficient number and it has no variable. So 252y minus 252y, these two terms will remain on the left side, is equals to 294, and your positive 147, if we transpose this into the right side, it will become negative 147. Then subtract, so we have 0 is equals to 147. So we can find the value of y. So this equation, or the equation, is inconsistent system, meaning it has no solution. Either of the equations has no solution because the two equations, if we try to graph it, the two lines will be parallel to each other. They are parallel to each other and they will never intersect. That's why it is inconsistent system. So no solution. Next is independent equations. So these equations are independent equations because they have one point in common and they do not share all solutions because it has no solution as I've said earlier. So next we have another equations here. 14x minus 12y is equals to 0 and 49x minus 42y is equals to 0. So this will be our equation number 1 and equation number 2. So let's find the initial value. We have 14x minus 12y is equals to 0. Then let's transpose the negative 12y into the right side and it will become positive 12y. So 14x, let's divide the both sides into 14 and cancel the 14 here. Then x is equals to 12y over 14. So this will be our initial value of x. Then the next step is let's substitute the x into the equation number 2. So let's solve for y. 49x minus 42y is equals to 0. So 49 instead of x, let's multiply 12y over 14. Then copy the remaining terms. We have negative 42y is equals to 0. Then let's multiply the numerator into the numerator and denominator into denominator. So 49 times 12y is equals to 588y. Then copy the denominator, which is 14. Then copy the remaining terms. Minus 42y is equals to 0. Then let's find the LCD, which is 14. Then copy the 588y minus, then multiply the 14 and negative 42y. It will become negative 588y over 14 is equals to 0. So let's subtract. It will become 0 is equals to 0. 588y minus 588y is equals to 0 over 14 or just a simple 0. So it's the same in this number. We can solve for the x. But unlike in the previous number, now they are not the same 0. The other side, they are different numbers. So in this number, we have the same 0, meaning it has infinite solutions. If they are the same 0, it has infinite solution. So meaning the two lines, if we graph these equations, the two lines end up lying on the top of each other, or let's say that they are in the same line. So it is also a consistent system. They have at least one solution, meaning they have at least one solution. As you can see here, we are trying to solve for y. We can't get the y because it becomes 0 and it falls to 0. So it has at least one solution because they are the same 0. So next, it is a dependent equation. So all the solution of one equation are also solutions of the other equation. So the two equations have the same solution. Next number, we have fraction 6 over x minus 7 over y is equals to 26 and 1/2. And 5 over x minus 8 over y is equals to 29. So this will be our equation number 1, and this will be our equation number 2. So the first, we will get the initial value of x. So we will be using the equation number 1. So let's make 26 and 1/2 into an improper fraction, and it will become 53 and halves. So we have here, so let's find the LCD, which is 2xy. So let's multiply both sides into 2xy. So 2xy divided by x is equals to 2y. Let's cancel the x and 2y will remain. Then 2y will be multiplied on the numerator, which is 6. So it's equals to 12y. Next, 2xy divided by y is equals to 2x times negative 7 is equals to negative 14x. On the right side, we have 2xy divided by 2 is equal to xy. Multiplied by 53 or times 53, we have 53xy. So next, let's transpose 53xy to the left side since it has a variable of x, then 12y into the right side. So we have negative 14, positive 53xy will become negative 53xy is equals to 12y or negative 12y. Next, so our negative 14x minus 53xy, let's factor out, and its factor is negative x. So I changed the signs here because I have an error in my slides. So negative 14x divided by negative x will become 14. And negative 53xy divided by negative x will become positive 53xy. So this is the factor, negative x. So let's divide both sides into negative 14 plus 53xy or negative quantity 14 plus 53xy. So let's cancel here, including the negative sign. Then the remaining is x is equals to 12y over 14 plus 53y. So this will be our initial value of x. So the next step is let's solve for y using substitution method. So let's substitute the x or our initial value of x. So for y, we'll be using the equation number 2. So we have 5 over x minus 8 over y is equals to 29. So 5 over 12y over 14 plus 53y minus 8 over y is equals to 29. So let's multiply the 14 plus 53y into the 5 over 12y. So let's reciprocal. So the 14 plus 53y will become the numerator and the 1 will become the denominator. So 5 times 14 is equals to 70. 5 times 53y is equals to 265y. Then 12y times 1 is equal to 12y. So let's copy the minus 8 over y equals to 29. Next is let's find the LCD, which is 12y. So since they are the same denominator, let's just copy the 70 plus 265y. On the other hand, in this side or in 8 over y, we have 12y divided by y is equals to 12. Then times the numerator, which is negative 8, it will be is equal to negative 96. Then copy the 29 equals to 29. Then add the 70 and the negative 96. We will combine the like terms. So we have 265 minus 26 over is equals to 29. So this is still over 12y, but the 12y we will multiply it to the other side, which is the 29. So 29 times 12y. So 265 minus 26 is equals to 348y. Next is let's transpose the 348y into the left side. So 265, the positive 348y will become negative 348y is equal to positive 26 because if you transpose negative 26 to the right side, it will become positive. So subtract negative 83y is equals to 26. Then let's divide both sides into negative 83. Cancel the negative 83 here, and the remaining is y is equals to 26 or negative 26 over 83. So if you reduce it to the lowest term, no. Y is equals to negative 26 over 83. So this will be the value of our y. So let's solve for x using the substitution method. So we will be using our initial value of x. So we have 12y over 14 plus 53y. So instead of y, we will be using negative 26 over 83. So let's multiply 12 times negative 26 is equals to negative 312 over 83 over 14 plus 53 times negative 26 is equal to negative 1,378 over 83. Then negative 312 over 83. Let's find the LCD, which is 83. 83, since they are the same 83, or they have the same denominator, let's just copy the negative 1,378. On the other hand, 83 divided by 1, let's assume that 14 has a 1 denominator, is equals to 83, then multiply it to 14. It will become 1,162. Then subtract. So we have negative 312 over 83 over 216 or negative 216 over 83. So the next step is let's multiply. The negative 216 over 83, let's reciprocal. It will become 83 over 216 or negative 83 over 216. Then multiply. So negative or 312 times 83 is equal to 25,896. Negative 83 times negative 216 is equals to 17,928. Since they are the same negative sign, if we divide it, it will become positive. So if we reduce it to the lowest term, it will become x is equals to 13 over 9. So this will be the value of our x. So to check if our answer is correct, or let's check or let's substitute both x and y to one equation. It's either equation 1 or 2, so it depends on you on which equation you will be using. So I will use the 5 over x minus 8 over y is equals to 29. So 5 over 13 over 9 minus 8 over negative 26 over 83 is equals to 29. So 5 will be multiplied into 9 and 8 will be multiplied into 83. So 5 times 9 over 13 minus 8 times 83 over negative 26 is equals to 29. So 5 times 9 is equals to 45. Then copy the denominator. It will become plus here, or the sign will become positive because if let's multiply the negative sign here and the negative in the 26 or in the denominator, so it will become positive. So 8 times 83 is equals to 664 over 26 is equals to 29. Then let's find the LCD, which is 26. So since they are the same denominator, let's just copy the 664. Then 26 divided by 13 is equals to 2 times 45 is equals to 90 plus 664. Then add 754 over 26 is equals to 29. So 754 over 26 is equals to 29 is equals to 9. So if they are the same, it means that our solution and equations are true. And it is a consistent system. It has at least one solution. It is independent equations. They have one point in common, but they do not share all the solutions. But it has one solution, then it has point of intersection. So if we try to graph the equations, the two lines will intersect, so they will have a point of intersection. So we have the next number. They have three variables, the x, y, and z. So this is the linear equations in three variables. So we have 5x plus 8y plus 2z is equals to negative 14. This will be our equation number 1. So 2x plus 5y plus 3z is equals to 3 will be our equation number 2. 3x minus 6y plus 4z is equals to negative 4 will become our equation number 3. So the first step is to eliminate z using equation 1 and 2 to get the equation 4. So we will be trying to get the equation number 4. So we have equation number 1 and equation number 2. So to eliminate, we will be using elimination method. Let's find a number to be multiplied into equation number 1 or equation number 2 or both so that they can have the same number. So equation number 1, I will multiply negative 3. And in equation number 2, I'll be using 2. So 5x times negative 3 is equals to negative 15x. 8y times negative 3 is equals to negative 24y. 2z times negative 3 is equals to negative 6z is equal to negative 14 times negative 3 is equals to positive 42. Next is 2x times 2, we have 4x. 5y times 2, we have 10y. 3z times 2 is equals to positive 6z is equal to 3 times 2 is equals to 6. Next, let's add. So as you can see, we have negative 6z plus 6z. If we add these two, it will become 0. So we basically eliminate the z. So let's cancel. Next, let's add negative 15x plus 4. We have negative 11x. Negative 24y plus 10y. We have negative 14y is equal to positive 48 rather. So this will be our equation number 4. So next, let's find the equation number 5. Let's eliminate z using equation number 1 and 3 to get the equation number 5. So here is the equation number 1 and equation number 3. So we will find a number again to multiply to the equation number 1 or 2. It's either of the two or it can be both. It depends on the equation. So in these equations, equation 1 will be multiplied by negative 2. And I will leave it the equation number 3. So 5x times negative 2, we have negative 10x. 8y times negative 2, we have negative 16y. 2z times negative 2 is equal to negative 4z. Is equal to negative 14 times negative 2, we have 28 or positive 28. Then copy the equation number 3. So as you can see, we have negative 4z plus 4z here. So if we add them, we can eliminate or it equals to 0. Then let's cancel. Then add negative 10x plus 3x is equal to negative 7x. Negative 16y plus negative 6y is equal to negative 22y is equals to 24. So this will be our equation number 5. So next, we will use again the elimination method. So let's eliminate x using the equation 4 and 5 to get the value of y or to solve for y. So these two equations, we will be using these two equations. So here is the equation number 4 and the equation number 5. So we are trying to eliminate the x. So we will find numbers or number to be multiplied so that they can have the same number. So the equation number 4, let's multiply it to negative 7. And the equation number 5, let's multiply to 11 or positive 11. So negative 11x times negative 7 will become positive 77x. Negative 14y times negative 7 equals to positive 98y. 48 times negative 7 is equal to negative 336. Next, negative 7x times 11, we have negative 77x. Negative 22y times 11, we have negative 242y. And 24 times 11, we have 264. So if we, as you can see here, ng 77x, if we add the 77x and negative 77x, it will become 0. Or let's just cancel the x. So then add the remaining terms. We have 98y plus negative 242y. We have negative 144y. Negative 336 plus 264, we have negative 72. So let's divide both sides into negative 144. Let's cancel, or let's cancel. Then y is equal to 72 over 194. So let's divide both into 9 or into 8 rather. So y is equal to 9 over 18. And then let's reduce to the lowest term. We will have y is equals to 1/2. So this will be the value of our y. So next, let's solve for the equation, or let's solve for the x using the equation number 4 and substitution method. So we will substitute y or our value of y into the equation number 4. So we have negative 11x minus 14y is equals to 48. Negative 11x minus 14 times 1/2 instead of y is equals to 48. So negative 11x times 14 times 1, we have 14 halves is equals to 48. Then negative 11x, it will become 7 because 14 divided by 2 is equals to 7, is equals to 48. Then let's transpose the negative 7 to the right side. So negative 11x is equals to 48 plus 7. Then add negative 11x is equals to 55. Then divide both sides into negative 11. Then cancel. We have x is equals to negative 5. 55 divided by negative 11. If we divide two different signs, it will become negative. So we have negative x is equals to negative 5. So this will be our value of x. So next step is let's solve for the z, the last variable, using equation number 1 and substitution method. So we will substitute y and x into the equation number 1. So we have 5x plus 8y plus 2z is equals to negative 14. So we have x is equals to negative 5 and the y is equals to 1/2. So 5 times negative 5 plus 8 times 1/2 plus 2z is equals to negative 14. 5 times negative 5 is equals to negative 25 plus 8 halves plus 2z is equals to negative 14. Then our 8 halves will become 4 because 8 divided by 2 is equals to 4. Then next, let's add. It will become negative 21 plus 2z is equals to negative 14. Then the next step, let's transpose the negative 21 to the right side. So it will become positive 21. So 2z will remain on the left side. Then add, we have 2z is equals to 7. Then let's divide both sides into 2. Then cancel the 2. Then z is equals to 7/2. So this will be our value of x. So we have now the value of x, y, and z. So to check if our answer correct, let's check using the all values. So we have x is equals to negative 5, y is equals to 1/2, and z is equals to 7/2. So let's use the equation number 1 to check if our answer is correct. So we have 5x. So let's substitute all the variables. We have 5 times negative 5 plus 8 times 1/2 plus 2 times 7/2 is equals to negative 14. So negative 25 plus 8/2 plus 2 times 7 is equals to 14/2 is equals to negative 4. Then negative 25, our 8/2 will become positive 4. 8 divided by 2 is equals to 4. Then 14 divided by 2 is equals to 7 is equals to negative 14. Then add the negative 25, the 4, and the 7. So we have negative 25 plus 11 and negative 14 is equals to negative 14. So as you can see, we have the same value, or they are the same number. So meaning our equations are true and we have a consistent system. They have at least one solution. They are independent equations, or they have one point in common, and they do not share all the solution. So if we try to graph the equations, the two lines will intersect and they will have a point of intersection. So we have the last number here. They are also they have also three variables, but in a fraction form. So we have 4 over x plus 5y minus 3 over z is equals to 22. So this will be our equation number 1. Then we have 7 over x minus 2 over y plus 4 over z is equals to 51 will be our equation number 2. Then 9 over x is minus 1 over y minus 1 over z is equals to 35, and this will be our equation number 3. So first step, let's simplify and solve for the initial value of x. So let's multiply both sides into the LCD, which is xyz. So xyz divided by x, we have yz times 4 is equals to 4yz. xyz divided by y is equals to xz times 5 is equals to positive 5xz rather. Then xyz divided by z is equals to xy times 3, negative 3 is equals to negative 3xy is equal to 22 times xyz will become 22xyz. Then let's transpose all the terms that has x, that has a variable of x. So 5x z minus 3y. Then let's transpose 22xy to the right side. It will become negative 22xyz. And the 4yz to the right side, so it will become negative 4yz. Then let's factor them into x. Let's factor the x. Then 5xz divided by x is equals to 5z. Then negative 3xy divided by x, we have negative 3y. Then negative 22xyz divided by x, we have negative 22yz. Then let's multiply both sides into 5z minus 3y minus 22yz. So let's cancel. So our initial value of x is equals to negative 4yz over 5z minus 3y minus 22yz. So this will be our initial value of x. At the same time, this will be our equation letter A. So let's remember the equation letter A. So next is substitute x in equation number 2. This will be our x. So let's substitute in the equation number 2 to get the equation number 4. So equation letter A and number 4 is different. So let's substitute. We have 7 over negative 4yz over 5z minus 3y minus 22yz minus 2 over y plus 4 over z minus 51. So let's multiply the denominator to the numerator. So we have 7 times 5 z minus 3y minus 22yz over 4yz. Then copy the remaining terms. And negative 7 times 5z is equal to 35z. And negative 7 times negative 3y, we have negative 21y. So I changed the sign in the slides. It is supposed to be positive, I'm sorry. So we have negative 7 times negative 3y is equals to positive 21y. Next, we have negative 7 times negative 22yz. We have positive 154yz over 4yz. Then copy the remaining terms. So next is, let's find the LCD, which is the 4yz. So we have 4yz. Since they have the same denominator, let's just copy the terms on the numerator. So we have negative 35z plus 21y plus 144yz. 154 rather yz. Then 4yz divided by y is equals to 4z times negative 2, which is the numerator. We have negative 8z. 4yz divided by z is equals to 4y times positive 4. We have 16y is equals to 51. So here it is. Then let's combine the like terms. We have 144yz. Then 21y plus 16y, we have 37y. Then negative 35z plus negative 8z, we have negative 43z over 4yz is equals to 51. Then this will be our equation number 4. So next step is, let's substitute the x into the equation number 5 to get the equation to the equation number 3 rather, to get the equation number 5. So this is the equation number 3. So we have 9 over negative 4yz over 5z minus 3y minus 22yz minus 1 over y minus 1 over z is equal to 35. So just like what we did earlier, let's multiply the 9 into this denominator will be multiplied to the numerator. So we have negative 9 times 5, we have negative 45z. Negative 9 times negative 3, we have positive 27y. Then negative 9 times negative 22, we have positive 198yz over 4yz. Then copy the remaining terms. Then again, let's find the LCD, which is 4yz. Since they have the same denominator, let's just copy the numerator. So here it is. We have negative 45z plus 27y plus 198yz. Then 4yz divided by y is equals to 4z times the numerator, which is 1, we have negative 4z. Then 4yz divided by z is equals to 4y times negative 1, we have negative 4y equals to 35. Then combine the like terms. So we have 198yz. Then 27y plus negative 4y, we have 23y. Then negative 45z plus negative 4z, we have negative 49z is equals to 4y over 4yz is equals to 35. So this will be our equation number 5. So we are done, or we are able to find equation number 4 and 5. So the next step is let's simplify and solve the equation number 4 to get the initial value of our y. So we are done with x. So let's go with y. So our equation number, this will be our equation of letter A, equation number 4, and equation number 5. So this is the summarized equations. So next, our equation number 4. So let's get the initial value of y. So let's multiply both sides into 4yz. So let's just cancel out here. Then copy the numerator. So we have 154yz plus 37y minus 43z. Then multiply the 51 to 4yz is equal to 204yz. Then transpose 154yz plus 37y. If we transpose the positive 204yz into the left side, we have negative 204yz. And then negative 43z, if we transpose to the right side, it will become positive 43z. Then let's factor. So we have, let's add first. So we have 154yz plus negative 204yz. So we have positive 37y. Negative 50yz rather. Then copy the 37y is equals to 43. So let's factor out. We have y, negative 150yz divided by y is equals to negative 50z. Then 37y divided by y, we have positive 37, then copy the 43z. So let's divide both sides into negative 50z plus 37, then cancel. So we have y is equals to 43z over negative 50z plus 37. So this will be our initial value of y. So next, let's solve for the value of z using equation number 5 and substitution method. So we have equation number 5 here. So instead of y, let's use the 43z over negative 50z plus 37. So let's substitute all y's. Then 198 times 43z, we have times z, so we have 8,514 z squared over negative 50z plus 37. Next, we have 23 times 43z over negative 50 plus 37, so we have plus 989z over negative 50z plus 37, then copy the negative 49z over 4 times 43z times z. We have z here. So we have 172z squared over negative 50z plus 37 is equals to 35. Then, let's find the LCD, which is 50z plus 37. So here it is, negative 50z plus 37. So we will just have to copy the numerator. We have 8,514z squared, then 989z minus 49z, then multiply it into negative 50z plus 37 is equals to over 172z squared over negative 50z plus 37 is equals to 35. So here it is. So then let's multiply. So we have 8,000 copy lang. Oh, let's copy. We have 8,514z squared plus 989z. So negative 49z times negative 50z. So we have positive 2,450z squared. Then negative 49z times 37, we have negative 1,813z. Then over negative 50z plus 37 over 172z squared over negative 50z plus 37 is equals to 35. So the next step, let's multiply the numerator to this denominator. So we have, or let's simplify, or let's combine the like term first. So we have 8,514z squared plus 2,450z squared. So we have 10,964z squared. Then 989z plus negative 1,813z. So we have 8,224z over negative 50z plus 37. So let's multiply the denominator into the numerator. So let's multiply. So here it is, the negative 50z plus 37. So we just yet read the denominator of our denominator. Then let's cancel. We can cancel them. So that the remaining is 10,964z squared minus 824z over 172z squared is equal to 35. Then, the next step is let's factor the numerator. So we have 4z. Then 10,964z squared divided by 4z, we have 2,741z. Then 824z divided by 4, we have negative 206 over 172z squared is equals to 35. So we can cancel the 4 here, or we can reduce them to the lowest terms. So we have, let's divide 172z squared into 4z. So we have 43z is equal to 35. Then let's multiply the 43z to the right side. So it is equal to 1,505z. Then let's transpose the 1,505z into the left side, so it will become negative 1,505z. And the negative 206 will transpose to the right side and it will become positive 206. Then subtract, we have 1,236z is equal to 206. Then divide both sides into 1,236. Cancel, so z is equals to 206 over 1,236. So if we reduce it to the lowest term, we will have 1/6. So let's divide the numerator and denominator into 206. So it's equal to z is equals to 1/6. Next, let's solve for y using the equation b. So we have now the value of our z, so let's find the value of our y and z. So first, let's solve for the y using equation b and substitution method. So this is our equation b. Then all z will be substituted by the 1/6. Then we have 43 times 1/6 over negative 50 times 1/6 plus 37. So 43 times 1/6, we have 43 over 6. Over negative 50 times 1/6, we have negative 50 over 6 plus 37. So let's find the LCD, which is 6. And since they have the same denominator, let's just copy the negative 50. Then 6 times 37, we have positive 222. Then add. So we have 43 over 6 over 172 over 6. Then let's multiply and reciprocal the 172 and it will become 6 over 172. Then multiply to numerator and denominator to denominator. We have 43 times 6 is equal to 252. Then 6 times 172, we have 1032. So if we reduce them into the lowest term, they will become 1/4. You just have to divide the numerator and denominator into 258. Then let's solve for x using equation A. So let's try to find the value of our x since we already have the value of our z and y. So we have z and y. Let's substitute, or let's change all the y's and z's. So we have x is equal to negative 4 times 1/4 times 1/6 over 5 times 1/6 minus 3 over 1/4 minus 22 times 1/6 times 1/4. So we have 4 times 1 times 1, we have 4. So 4 times 6, we have 24. So we have 4 over 24. Then 5 times 1/6, we have 5/6. Negative 3 times 1/4, we have negative 3/4. Negative 22 times 1. So we have negative 22. Then the denominator, we have 24. So 22 over 24. Then let's find the LCD, which is 24. So let's just copy the numerator. Since they are the same, they have the same denominator, let's just copy the 22. So we have negative 22. Then 24 divided by 6, we have 4. Then times the numerator, which is 5, we have 20. 24 divided by 4, we have 6 times negative 3, we have negative 18. Then add all the numbers. So we have x is equal to negative 4 over 24 over 20, negative 20 over 24. So let's reciprocal, or let's multiply. So if we want to multiply them, we just have to reciprocal the denominator. So the negative 20 over 24 will become negative 24 over 20. So 4 times 24, we have 96. Then 24 times 20, we have 480. So since they are the same signs, so our product will become positive. So if we reduce them into the lowest terms, or if we divide both the numerator and denominator into 96, we will get 1/5. So our value of z is 1/6, our value of y is 1/4, and our value of x is 1/5. So to check if our answer is correct, let's substitute all the variables into this equation. So our x, y, and z. So 9 over 1 over 5th minus 1 over 1 over 4th minus 1 over 1 over 6th is equals to 35. Let's multiply all the denominators to the numerator. So we have 9 times 5 minus 1 times 4 minus 1 times 6 equals to 35. So 9 times 5, we have 45. Negative 1 times 4, we have negative 4. Negative 1 times 6, we have negative 6 is equals to 35. So 45 minus 6 minus 6, 45 minus 6 minus 4 minus 6 rather is equals to 35, or positive 35 is equals to 35. So if they are the same, our equation are true. So our equations are inconsistent system. They have at least one solution. So they are independent equations. They have one point in common, but they do not share all solutions. So if we try to graph those equations, they will intersect, the three lines will intersect, and they will have a point of intersection. So that would be all. Thank you.